In South Sudan today, one question continues to echo across communities, across town, and even among those living in displacement. That question is simple, but powerful. Do we truly want peace, or do we only speak about peace without embracing what it requires? Because wanting peace is not just about word, it is about action, it is about choices, and more importantly, it is about honesty. Because wanting peace is not just about word, it is about action, it is about choice, and more importantly, it is about honesty. Many people openly say they want peace in South Sudan. They pray for it, they talk about it, they demand it, but at the same time, there is a deep contradiction that cannot be ignored. Some strongly oppose Dr. Riek Machar, yet still expect the country to achieve lasting peace. This contradiction is where the problem began. Let us take a moment to reflect. Can a country truly move forward if it rejects dialogue? Can peace exist where political competition is feared? Can stability grow where key leaders are excluded instead of engaged? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary ones. For years, Dr. Machar has remained a central figure in South Sudan political landscape. To some, Dr. Machar is controversial. To others, he represents hope, but regardless of personal opinion, one fact remains clear. He has consistently called for political solutions, including elections. Elections, a process where the people decide. Is that not what democracy is supposed to be? Almost a year has passed since his detention, and during this time, many citizens have been watching closely, waiting, hoping, asking themselves whether the country is moving forward or backward. So let us ask honestly, what has changed? Has development improved? Has communities become safer? Has the economy stabilized? For many people, the answer is no. Instead, the reality on the ground tells a different story. Displacement continues to affect thousands of civilians. Families are forced to leave their home, not knowing where or not knowing when or if they will return. Children grow up in uncertainty. Parents struggle to provide even the most basic need. This is not the peace people are hoping for. Under the leadership of Salva Kiir Mayardit, expectations were high. People believed that stability would come, that development would follow, that unity would be restored. But today, many are questioning whether those expectations have been met. There are growing concern about governance, concern about the removal of senior officials concerned, about areas that do not bring visible solution, concern about the management of national resources, and perhaps most importantly, concern about the direction the country is taking. Because leadership is not just about holding power, it is about delivering result. It is about improving life. It is about building a future that people can believe in. Now, let us be clear. No political figure is without flaws. That include Dr. Machar, that include Salva Kiir Mayardit, and that include anyone who seeks to lead South Sudan. But the question is not about perfection. The question is about opportunity. Why deny the people the chance to choose? Why fear election? If leadership is strong, if the people truly support it, then election should not be a threat. There should be an opportunity to prove legitimacy. And if leadership is weak, then election offer a peaceful way for change. This is how stability nations grow. This is how conflicts are resolved without violence. Some argue that Dr. Machar should not be trusted. Others argue that he deserves another chance. But here is the truth. It is not for individual to decide alone. Through election, through their voices, through their votes, because in the end, power belongs to the people. Blaming one individual for all the problem while ignoring the larger political reality does not bring solution. It only deepens division. South Sudan has suffered enough from division, from conflict, from mistrust. What the country needs now is not more exclusion but more inclusion. Not more fear but more courage. Not more silence but more dialogue. Imagine a South Sudan where leaders compete through ideas, not through force, where citizens choose their future without fear, where political differences are resolved through ballot, not bullet. This is not an impossible dream, but it requires a shift in mindset. It requires accepting that no single leader owns the country, that no position is permanent, that leadership is a responsibility, not a right. And most importantly, it requires trust in the people. Blaming one individual for all the problem while ignoring the larger political reality does not bring solution. It only deepens division. South Sudan has suffered enough from division, from conflict, from mistrust. What the country needs now is not more exclusion, but more inclusion. Not more fear, but more courage. Not more silence, but more dialogue. Imagine South Sudan where leaders compete through ideas, not through force, where citizens choose their future without fear, where political differences are resolved through ballot, not bullet. This is not an impossible dream, but it requires a shift in mindset. It requires accepting that no single leader owns the country, that no position is permanent, that leadership is a responsibility, not a right. And most importantly, it requires trust in the people. Some may ask, what happens if Dr. Machar is released and participate in election? The answer is simple. The people will decide. There is no guarantee that he will win, just as there is no guarantee that any other leader will win. That is the nature of democracy. But what matters is the process. What matters is fairness. What matters is giving the country a chance to move forward peacefully. Holding on to power out of fear does not create stability. It creates tension. It creates resistance. It creates uncertainty. and uncertainty is the enemy of peace. True peace comes from confidence that the system is fair, confidence that voices are heard, confidence that change is possible without violence. Right now, many South Sudanese are losing their confidence. They are tired of waiting, tired of struggling, tired of hoping for change that never seems to come. And when people lose hope, the consequences can be dangerous, because hope is what keeps a nation together. So the question returns again, do we really want peace? If the answer is yes, then it must be reflected in action. Releasing political leaders, allowing open dialogue, preparing for credible election, building institutions that serve the people, not individuals. These are the steps toward lasting peace. South Sudan is a young nation. Its future is still being written, and that future depends on the decision made today. Will those decisions be driven by fear, or will they be guided by courage? Will they divide the people further, or will they bring them together? The path forward is not easy, but it is clear peace requires inclusion. Peace requires accountability. Peace requires leadership that puts the people first. And above all, peace requires giving the people a voice. It is time to move beyond blame. Time to move beyond hatred. Time to move toward solution. Because South Sudan deserves better. Its people deserve better. Its future demands better. And that better future begins with one simple, powerful step. Let the people decide.